Hello there everyone! I'm back with another amazing card tutorial. Today we're going to be making a Lego themed card tutorial. I really like this one. And yes, you will hear me say that for every single video that I like the card. Because it's a great card. So, let's get into materials. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need some white cardstock for the base of your card. And for the little strip that goes across, you're going to need some black cardstock for the outline. And then you're going to need some different colored cardstock for your bricks. I have blue and green here, and then I have some other colors I'm going to use to make the bricks. But on here I use like purple, I use pink. You can choose any color you want for the bricks. It's totally up to you. Then you're going to need some Sharpies that correspond to the color of your paper for the bricks. So I have a blue one here that, matches the blue paper, and then I have a green one here that matches the green paper. And you're going to need glue, or if you're like me, you have a tape runner. You're going to need scissors or a ruler, or if you're fancy, you have a paper cutter. And then you're going to need a hole punch. This one I have is 1/2 inch, and that one works really well. So I would say 1/2 inch hole punch. If you don't have a hole punch, then you can go onto Microsoft Word and you can create a circle on a document and then print it out and trace it. And you're gonna need a white pen because that's what's gonna give us a little bit of a shine effect on it. So let's get started. So first, let me just set some of these off to the side. Alright, so first we're going to start with the white cardstock, which we're going to be making an A7 card. I have 2 pieces there. An A7 card, so if you guys already know what that is, then you guys can go ahead and cut that out. But if you don't know what it is, you're cutting basically a 10x7 card. When you fold it, it'll be 5x7. But you're basically going to cut it 10x7. So Alright, and then when you fold it in half, fold it in half real quick. It should measure out to be 5x7, and then you obviously have your card. So next we're going to go on to the black overlay, I guess you could call it. We're basically going to glue a piece of black cardstock on the top, leaving a border around it. So that's going to be 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 for the black. I'll grab some here. I don't know why I closed the thing if I knew I was going to need it again. 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Alright, I'll just set that here because I'm probably going to need it again. So when you put the black on top, there should be a little bit of a white border around it. And you're going to line it up. That way it lays like that on the card. And then once you have it laid how you want it, then you are going to take some glue, or I'm going to take a tape runner, and glue it down onto the front of the card. And make sure that your card is not backwards when you glue this down. So just like that, we have the black on the card. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start making the Lego bricks. So we have 2 sizes of Lego bricks that we're going to make. We're going to make a big one and we're going to make a small one. So for the small one, you're going to cut a square, which is going to be 1.5 by 1.5. and that'll make the base of your brick. So I'm going to cut the small one in blue. So, how many? 1.5. Fine, 1.5. There. So you just made a perfect square for your small brick. So that to the side real quick, and then for your large brick, you're going to cut it 2.5 by 1.5. So it's not going to be a perfect square. It's going to be a little bit bigger. Little piece. All right. So now you have the base of both your bricks. So what you're going to do now is, this is where the hole puncher, or the circle, is going to come in handy. This one, yeah, that was closed. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut out not 4 circles, but 8 circles. Because you're going to glue circles together to give it a little bit more dimension. So for the blue, I'll cut out 8 circles. The circles kind of go everywhere. So 8 circles for the blue. And then for the green, or it's green in my case, the longer brick, you're going to cut out 12 because there's going to be 6 dots on it. So 12 for this one. All right. If you guys do use a hole, if you guys do use a hole puncher, the dots may go everywhere. So now that you have all your dots, what you're going to do is you're basically going to glue 2 of them together. So in the end, you should end up with 4 dots for the small square, and then 6 dots for the rectangle. I can't call it a square so. Just go ahead and do that now. So what I do is, since I have a tape runner, is like for the small one, I'll lay out 4 dots. I'll just take the tape runner and I'll roll it over the 4 dots, and then take the other 4 and just lay them on top of the dot because it's covered in stickiness. Just thought I missed that one for a second. Alright, so now you have 4 dots for your small brick. And you're pretty much going to do the same thing with the rectangle, but you're going to use 6 this time. So you're going to lay out 6 of your dots. And then you're going to put glue on top of those, and then glue the other 6 on top. Okay, so now we're left with 6 dots for the rectangle and 4 dots for the square. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your Sharpies. I'll start with the square. I'm taking a dark blue Sharpie because I have dark blue paper. And you're just going to take the edge of the Sharpie And you're just gonna kind of go around the circle, and the Sharpie will get on your hands, so, I mean, you guys can always wash it off, don't worry. If you guys have ink pads, you could also do this as well, like you could roll it in the ink pad, but I don't have ink pads that, like, correspond to these colors, so I'm using Sharpies. Just go all the way around the circle on all of the circles. Yeah, there's Sharpie getting on my hands. Alright, so I finished the blue ones, so now I'm going to move on to the green ones for the larger rectangle. And if you guys do want to make these cards, like if you want to make a lot of cards, I would recommend just cutting out a lot of Lego pieces, because they do take a little bit of time to make. So if there are any troop leaders that are going to do this with their Girl Scout troop, then I would recommend maybe cutting out a few Legos before going to the meeting, just so majority of meeting time isn't spent making the Legos. I also kind of just like put it on a piece of paper and I can roll it as well. That kind of helps with the ink getting on my fingers, but almost done with these circles, guys. It does take a while. Alright, so finished those. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the dots and we're going to glue them on in Lego formation. So for the big one, we're going to glue 6 dots on like this. For the small one, we're going to glue 4 dots on like this. I'm just gluing them on straight away because I know like how it looks, but again, what I probably should have done is you guys should always lay it out on to make sure it looks right before you glue anything down. I'll do that on the next one, but so now we have a little Lego brick, and for this one I'll lay them all out. And then I will glue them down. Trying to get through this quickly. And guys, don't worry if your bricks, like if the circles aren't perfect. Like if you're doing it for the first time, don't worry if they're not perfect. Like mine on the green aren't perfect. So we have the 2 Lego bricks. And so now I have some bricks that I already made. I have some more bricks over here. I have a yellow one, I have a small red one, and I have a big red one, and then I have a big orange one. I would recommend cutting out 3 of the square bricks and then 3 of the large bricks, because that's how we've used it to structure our cards on here. Although if you find a different structure that you want to try that involves like 4 of the large bricks and 2 of the small bricks, then you could do that. So now that I have all my bricks here, I'm going to take a white pen or a white marker. This is a pen that I'm using, and I'm gonna kind of like, I don't know, draw a curve on the dots of the Lego bricks to give it that kind of like shine effect. Because some Lego bricks are shiny. See, just like that. So I'm gonna do that on all of them. Yeah, this can be a little time consuming. And then the last one. Alright, so now I have all the bricks made. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay the bricks on the card. I'll just lay here. And make sure you kind of leave a space, because right here you're going to be adding a white strip across. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that white strip right now, just so we can lay that on the card with the bricks, and then we'll be able to glue everything down. So I'll go ahead, I have a piece, let's grab a piece of cardstock right here. So the white strip cut's going to be 4.5 by 1 3/4. Stuff. Am I doing this right? Yes, I am. Okay. I looked at it and I was like, this looks a little small, but it works. So I'll just go ahead and lay that on here. So now that I have everything laid out, I have the white strip like here, and then I have all my bricks laid out. Then that's when you can take your glue, or I have a tape runner, and you can go ahead and glue the white strip and all the bricks down onto the card. So that's what I will do right now. Down the white strip. Down all of my Lego bricks. Just like that. Alright, so now the card's almost complete. So what I do now is I'm going to take a stamp, and then I have an ink pad over here that I'm going to use. I'm just going to stamp happy birthday on the strip. Of course you could write it in and make sure this gets on the entire stamp. Last time I stamped with this stamp, it didn't exactly work. Alright, so I see that there's a lot of ink on my stamp, and there we go, that works. Alright. Just fold this and, get the excess ink off. This doesn't dry on there. Alright. So, now I have happy birthday on the strip, and on the inside, of course, you write your little message, like happy birthday, or hope you have a wonderful day. And that's pretty much it to this card. So, I'll show you all the cards that we made. We made this one in this video. I made this one with the different colored bricks yesterday. And then we have more cards with the same color bricks as this. This one has the words written in Sharpie. And then this one's just another one. So here, I'll just hold these two. So if you guys have made some cards like these or from any of the other previous tutorials, down in the link in the description of every one of my videos is the link that will help you get in contact with my troop leader so you can send me your cards. And that's pretty much it for this video. So I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys.